Well, good evening, my dears. So today we will deal with another section, that is the continuity of the question tag, right? Continuity of the question tag. So today we'll have a short recap of the previous class. What are the previous class we have seen? See, starting with this first example, be form verb, then models, and then we have to go for the main verbs, absence of the be form verb and the model verb. We have to go for the main verb. So these two things we have seen, and the next thing it is the imperative sentences. So in the imperative sentences, what we have to do, that we have seen the last class, right? Okay. So if you see the imperative classes means sentences means two things. What are the things? We will use would, otherwise will, right, my dears? You'll go for the will or would, and if it is polite request, obligation, we'll go for would. If it is invitation or warning, we'll go for will, right? And the next thing, it is the subject, the pronoun they. If it comes, what you have to do, it will be used for the subject of the sentence refers to the people or animals or things in plural. Got my point? See, the young should, that means what this is, the subject of the sentence, it is plural, that's why we have used they. The toys, the subject of the plural, it is the things, moreover it is in the plural form, that's why we have used the tag they, right? And today this class we will deal with the next thing, it is the, I laid out the, right, the expansions, right? Fine. Though the subjects someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, no one, nobody, everything, everyone, and everybody are singular in meaning, you may have a doubt, right? Especially in the error spotting, you may come across this confusion, this dilemma. What is the dilemma? You know that someone, the someone refers to, it is a singular or a plural. Same way, somebody, anyone, anybody, no one, nobody, everything, everyone, and everybody, right? You may come across a confusion that these things are singular or plural. Actually, these all things are said to be singular in meaning, but the pronoun they is used in the question tag. That's why they used to say English is a broad and a flat language. See, in all of the subjects, the answer definitely will be only one answer. Especially if you see in the mathematics, 2 plus 2, it is no other option. It is 4 only. But regarding the English, see, for one topic, the answer may goes another one. For another topic, the answer may goes in differently. See, these someone, somebody, anyone, anybody. So just remember these words: someone, somebody, anyone, anybody, no one, nobody, everyone, everybody. These are singular in meaning, yes, of course, but in question tag, the pronoun they should be used. Got my point, my dear? The pronoun they is used in the question tag, but they are singular in meaning only, right? I'll go for an example now, so that will be easy for you to understand. Example number 1: nobody has arrived yet. What they have given? Have they? You may have a doubt. See what they have given. First of all, we'll go for whether the sentence carries any be form verb. So in the absence of the be form verb, we'll go for the modals or semi modals. So in the absence of the be form verbs as well as the semi modal, we'll go for the main verbs. But here the be form has, it is given. So if you consider has, it is a singular or a plural, definitely the has will be used for the subject he, she, it, and right, he, she, and it. For these things only we will use this perfect model. What is it? Has will be used. But when you take this and when you write this one, you have to use it as hasn't. Has only we have to use. But here they have given have. Why they have given have? Listen, my dears. So you may have an answer. Definitely you'll go for this has he or has they. Has they will come? Never. See, nobody means it is plural in meaning. See, that's what they have given here. Right? Nobody means it is plural in meaning. So plural means singular verb will come? No. You have to go for the plural verb. What is the plural word? Then have should be used. They means what it is? Plural subject. So the verb, what is the concord? What is the agreement of the subject with the verb? The verb will agrees or the verb will support for the plural subject. That's why they have used have. So singular means has, but the tag what we have used here it is plural. That's why we have used have they. Right, my dears? So whenever you will come across this kind of sentence, they'll confuse you. Has means you will go for directly has, but nobody it is a plural pronoun. So plural pronoun you have to use first of all they you should be written. You have to write this one. So they means has will support? No. Then the plural verb have only will support. Right, my dears? So error spot, this kind of thing may be given. So don't get confused with this, right? Same way, look at this here. Everyone will attend the party. Everyone. Everyone, that means what? Though it is singular in meaning, see, singular in meaning, but in the question tag, it takes the plural pronoun. That's why they have used they. Will. So, will it is given, not it is there. So, negative tag should be used. Will plus not won't. Won't they. Right. Okay, next one. The pronoun it is used in the question tag when the subject of the statement is. Next thing it is it. Right. What they have given? When the subject of the statement is. When you have to use it. We have used the they. Right. Plural subject. Plural pronoun. And when you have to use this it. Make it very clear, my dears. Just to go through these three things. A thing or an animal in singular form. When the pronoun, right, if it is a singular, when it considers or when it refers to as an animal or singular form. An animal or a thing. That should be in the singular form, then you have to go for it. Same way, if you come across this one, what is that? Something, anything, nothing. You may get confused. Something. Here they have given someone, somebody. So don't get confused with these things. If you come across something means, then you have to go for it. Same way, if you come across someone or somebody, if it refers to the persons, then two things, someone, somebody. It refers to things, then you have to go for something. So something means you have to go for it. Same way, someone and somebody means you have to go for they. Make it very clear, my dear. You may get confused. Definitely come across what you have to use, what I have read, what I have to use here. So you may get confusion over here, this place, right? So someone, somebody means refers to the persons. So someone, somebody, that means plural pronoun should be used. That is they. Same way, something, that means what? It is non-living thing, something. Then you have to go for it. Same way, anything. Right? Here, anyone, anybody. Same way, someone, somebody, here, something. Here, anyone, anybody. Same way, here, anything. So, something, anything, nothing. Here, nobody, no one. No one, nobody, that means nothing. So, keep it in mind. What are things you have to go for it? Something, anything, nothing. If the sentence starts with these three things, something, anything, nothing, then you have to, obviously, have to go for this it. Same way, if the sentence starts with this someone, anybody, and anyone, anybody, no one, nobody, everything, everyone, and everybody, then you have to go for the subject, that is the pronoun you have to go for, that is they. Right, my dears? Okay, fine. Let us go to the last one. This and that. Same way, if you come across the subjects, the sentence starts with this pronoun, this or that. What is that? This or that. Then what tag you have to use? It. So it will comes for these three things. One is an animal or a thing that should be in singular form. An animal or a thing that should be in the singular form. Second thing it is Something, if the sentence starts with this pronoun something, anything or nothing, then you have to go for this it. And the third thing it is this or that. When the sentence starts with this or that, then you have to go for it. Right, my dears? Okay, fine. So now we will move on to the examples. See, my dears, example will plays a very important role to get what you have read so far. So these examples will serve you a very important role to learn grammar little depth. Right? Go for the first example. The peacock is the national bird of the India. Listen here. A peacock is the national bird. So the peacock, that means what? It is the first thing what you have read in the first thing. Animal. That, moreover, that is in singular. Right? The peacock. Then you have to go for it. Then the B form, it is given is. So absence of the not, then is plus not isn't. The peacock, it is it. Fine. Then the second thing is the blue frock was more expensive than the pink one. So blue frock, that means what? It is a thing, a dress, a costume, right? Then you have to go for it. It should be considered as a singular form. That's why we have used here the it. And moreover, the was. So was plus not wasn't it, right? Same thing. Nothing has gone wrong in the circuit. So something has gone wrong in the circuit. That means something. That means what? That is something. What are the things we have read here? Something, someone, right? Something, someone. That means you have to go for it. That's what we have used here. It has, right? And absence of the not, then has plus not hasn't it. This is not your dad's car. This, or if the sentence starts with that. See, listen here. If the sentence starts with this or that, then you have to go for, obviously you have to go for this it, right? And the B form verb, it is. And the sentence carries the negative not. Then is plus not is it. Got my point? Fine, the next stage we will go for. When the statement begins with there, the same is used as the subject of the question tags to. Just listen here. When the statement of the begin with the they, the same is used to the subject of the question tags to. So if you come across somebody something, that means a certain thing we have to use. Same way anybody, anything, certain things you have to use. So this or that you have to go for it in the previous thing. But in this rule, when the sentence starts with or when the question starts with there, right, my dear, as the subject. So when the sentence starts with there as the subject, then the same there will be used, whatever it might be. Anybody, anything, don't get confused with this. So there means you have to go for the there. Look at the first example. There is not much time left. So obviously what we have read, if the sentence starts with there, then the same there will be used. That's why they have used here what? There, right? And the sentence carries the be form verb is. That's why they have used is. And moreover, in absence of the, so the presence of the not is there. That's why is there. Fine. Next one. There was a pond beside the temple. There was a pond beside the temple. There was. We have used here was and there. Same there we have. And absence of the not, then you have to go for not in the tense. That's why we have to go for what? Wasn't there. Right. See, listen here. You will read one more thing here in this sentence. What is that? There was a pond beside. See, this is an error spot. So when a sentence, so the beside, what is the difference between the besides and beside? You will learn here. So if a place refers, then you have to go for beside. If addition to that, then you have to go for besides. Make it very clear. So it is a, it's a way of reading one more thing, right? It is a parallel reading. So when a place refers, you have to go for beside, and it refers to, in addition to that, we will go for besides, right? Okay, fine. Next rule we will go for that, right? The words here you need to go for these words very clearly. These words are negative in meaning. My dears, you may get confused with this. So all these adjectives apart from the seldom, ly, hardly, scarcely, rarely, barely, seldom, these are considered as negatives and therefore take a passive question tag. So if you come across the sentence carries these negative one, what are the negatives one? Hardly, scarcely, rarely, barely, seldom. these are all considered as negative in meaning. That's why we are supposed to use a positive tag. Don't get confused. Right. Look at the example here. We rarely visit our native town, do we? We rarely visit our native town. See, listen here. Here, the absence of the be form verb, absence of the modals, and we have to go for the main verb. What is the main verb? It is given here, visitor. So, visitor, it is given in the present form. That's why you have to go for do. Then, do plus not. But here, rarely. That means what? Negative in meaning. Then, positive tag. Upper. Then, you have to go for the same do. And the subject is we. Do we. Right? Ajit seldom speaks in English. Absence of the be form verb, modals, then you have to go for the main verb. What is the main verb? Speaks, verb plus yes. Make it as a short. Verb plus yes means you have to go for does. And seldom, that means negative in meaning, then you have to go for the positive tag, the same does. And Ajit, pronoun he. So does he. Right, my dear? Okay. Keep in mind these words: hardly, scarcely, rarely, barely, and seldom. Fine. Right, the next thing, statements having a little or a few are positive and therefore take a negative tag. Here, lot of guys you may have doubt. This is another important thing. Listen here. Statements having a little or a few are positive, therefore they take a negative tag. This article A, it is displays a vital role, my dear, in the question tag. Right? This article A plays a vital role. See, if you come across the word along with the article A, take for example a little, a few, that means they are positive sentence. Same way, the absence of a in little and a few. See, a little, little, a few, few. So if you come across this kind of little and few, that means not is given there in the sentence. Make it very clear. You may get it out. And you have to go for the positive tag. So a little, same way, a few, that means you have to go for the negative tag. But at the same time, alone, no. The little and the few, if absence of the article, then you have to go for negative tag. Positive tag. The first example, right? A few gems can be viewed through this microscope. So can be from model it is given. That's why I have used can. A few it is given. That means what? Positive sentence. Then you have to go for the negative. Then can't. Can plus order. Can't. Gems. That means what? Plural in form. That's why they have used. It comes under it. Right? We have used the things. That's why we have used the. Second example. Look at this. Little do your parents know about this problem. Little do your parents know about this problem. Listen here. Do form verbs. Same do we have used here. But little alone comes. That means what? The sentence, it is negative in meaning. That's why we have used positive tag. Do. Little means what? That means what? Plural in subject. Plural in meaning. That's why we have used what? They. Right, my dears? Okay, fine. Next thing. The appropriate form of be is used if the statement contains a be verb. The be form is or was, were or repeated in the tags. The verb am in the statement takes aren't as its tag ain't. Fine, listen here. The appropriate form of be is used if the statement contains a be form verb. The be form verbs is or was, were or repeated in tags. The verb am in the statement takes aren't. Do you get my point? I suppose. Ain't. But ain't is not used in the formal English. Previously we used ain't, but that is in formal English. But we are not using this one, right? We have used am I not is very formal. So I am very honest and humble. Right? So previously we used ain't, but we are now using aren't. Aren't subject I. So am, that means singular, that we have used aren't. So you should not use amn't, aren't, right? You have to use or I. Aren't I. And the last thing, it is very easy, my dears. So easy. Only one thing. If the sentence begins with let's, that's all. subject over. If the sentence starts with let's, then you have only one option. No, don't think about the subject. What is it called? Be form verb, modal verb, main verb, nothing. Don't go for anything. If the sentence starts with the let's, then definitely what? Shall we. That's all. Don't look at be form it is given, model it is given, or absence of these two things, you have to go for main verb. No, nothing like that. If the sentence starts with the let's, then you have to only one option, that is shall we. What you have to use the pronoun no, nothing like that. Shall we, that is answer. Let's means shall we. No other option. Got my point? Right. Last point. Sentences that begin with each of, either of, neither of, both of, and all of take a plural pronouns as the subject in the question tag. Each of, neither of, either of, both of, all of take a plural pronoun as the subject in the question tag. See, if you come across this neither, either, each, both, all, that means you have to go for the plural tag. Fine, listen here, look at the example. Neither of my two brothers helped me in that situation. See, absence of the be form verb, models, then what is the main verb? It is main verb is given in the past tense. Then past tense means you have to go for did. And neither, that means what? This is not, that is not. He is not and that fellow is not. So negative is there. Then you have to go for the positive. So if you come across this neither means what? Negative in meaning. That's when you used to positive. So neither means you have to go for the positive pronoun tag, that is they. And what is the main verb? Helped. Then did. Did plus not you should not use, because the sentence itself it is negative. That's why we have to pass did they. Right, the next example. All of us are not eligible to apply for this course. So what is the be form word is given? Or it is given. That's why we have used or. All of us means, that means what? Plural you have to use. All of means us. In the passive we will use what? We. The same, because us cannot be used, or us cannot be used. That's why we have used the passive, that is we. Plural loop. And not it is given, that's why are we. Right, my dears? Okay, fine. So today we have seen the remaining part of this question tag, starting from my book, page number 79, I suppose, right? 79, 80 and 81. Okay, so they have given some tasks in page number 81. This is old version. So in page number 81 they have given task 1, task 2. The task 2, it is error rectification. Task 1, you are supposed to write the answers for these things. Okay, my dears, you have to write answers for these things, right? Okay, we'll have a small recap today's class. Okay, so somebody, this thing comes means you have to go for the plural pronoun. And second thing what we have read, if the pronoun it is used for what conditions? 3 conditions. Singular form in animal as well as thing, something, anything or a nothing, and this or that. You have to go for it as a pronoun. See, they give the examples. And next thing it is, if there comes in the starting, that means if the sentence starts with there, then you have to go for the same there, right? And next one, the negative words. Hardly, scarcely, rarely, barely, seldom. These are all considered as negative words. Then you have to go for the positive tag in the answers, right? Next thing, difference between a little, a few and little few. Difference between a little, a few and little few. So a little, a few, that means positive tag. The question it is positive. Then you have to go for the negative tag. Same way, if you come across little few, absence of a, that means it is in negative in meaning. Then you have to go for the positive tag. And the usage of the aren't, right? Am I and aren't I. And next one it is, if the sentence starts with shall we, then you have to know. Let's means you have to go for shall we, right? And the last thing it is, each of, either of, neither of, both of, all of takes the plural pronouns, right? So this as, that alone you have to keep in mind, right? This means you have to go for we, right, my dear? You should not suppose, you are not supposed to use the same as. The same as should not be used, right? You have to go for we. So in the passive voice we will use as we. Same way you have to go for here, right, my dears? So hope this thing, right? The question tag, you are clear with this question tag. If any doubt, just let me know. Feel free to ask the doubts, right, my dear? And the thing it is, uh, now daily I used to say, right? Take care of yourself. Stop going outside. Stay at your home, right? You better be alone. You may think that she is my friend, he is my friend. No, they are my relatives, they are my family friends. No, don't think in such a way, because nobody knows what they have. So it is my humble request, be safe at home, be safe, right, my dears? So the pandemic goes very severe nowadays, so it is my humble request to be safe. Thank you. See you in the next class, my dears.